Welcome to Influential Entrepreneurs, bringing you interviews with elite business leaders and experts, sharing tips and strategies for elevating your business to the next level. Here's your host, Mike Saunders.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Influential Entrepreneurs. This is Mike Saunders, the Authority Positioning Coach. Today we have with us Phil Caylor, who's a holistic healing and wellness mentor. Phil, welcome to the program.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Hey, I'm excited to talk with you because I always love when you talk to someone who's a mentor. That means that you have done a thing or two in your past. You've served some clients. You've expressed some successes, some failures. And now you're saying, come, let me show you my lessons that I've learned. Let me guide you in this process. So I want to hear all about your journey. Get us started with a little bit of your story and background and what your entrepreneurial journey is to this point in your career.
Well, I've been a holistic health provider for over half a century. And I started back in 1971, where I went on a journey to India to find myself. and on my way back, I was in Europe, I was at a holistic health restaurant, organic restaurant and farm. And I got to know the owner really well. So we were having dinner one time, and he gave me this book called Do It, which was one of the first books on acupressure. So I started doing it on myself, and it felt so good. I just felt like I was coming back alive. And then I did it on the people that I was serving in the restaurant, and they lit up and they felt so good. They started paying me money, and light went off in me. And I went, this is what I'm going to do for my life. I'm going to help people in this way, giving with acupuncture and body work and nutrition and stress reduction and herbs and energy therapy. And so that's what I did. I just went on a journey to do that. And I've done that.
Nice. Isn't it interesting that you get confirmation from people right in the moment there in that restaurant?
Oh, wow. I mean, the light bulb went off, and it's like I just knew what I had to do for my life right as soon as they paid me the first time. And that took me on a journey to really hone my skills. I just have devoted my life to becoming the best I could be in all these skills. But then later on in my life, I went through an experience where I faced death. And it was an experience where God talked to me. And it became really clear to me a deeper level of why I'm here. I'm here to love. I'm here to help the world be a better place by helping to create more love as much as I possibly can while I'm here. So that's taken me on the major journey that I'm on right now.
You know, it's interesting how you mentioned that, because it gives the impression that, and I know I don't care how old you are, but I know you're not 25. So you've lived a minute or two, and you keep learning. You keep saying, I'm on this journey and I'm serving and I'm showing love. That means you have not arrived. You are showing people your lessons you have learned, but you are constantly and never ending improving yourself. And I find that is extremely exciting when we think of someone that can help guide us to a better version of ourselves.
You know, I figure I'm just here to learn and grow and become the best version of myself and become as loving as I possibly can.
So as a holistic healer, how do you serve your clients? What is the problem that you typically are solving for them?
Well, a lot of people come in for pain and pain relief, but just about everybody has anxiety and depression and overwhelm, and that's a key part of their healing. So I addressed that with the acupuncture and the herbs and the supplements and the visualizations and teaching them how to live from their hearts. So some people might have a heart disease or digestive issue or any number of aches or pains or headaches. Or they have an autoimmune issue where they've been struggling with, or diabetes, or and we help them with all of those things.
It's interesting, and I do not know much about your profession, but it seems to me like when you say we help them with pain, that there would be several underlying conditions that are happening that pain is then on the surface. So you mentioned like things like stress. What are some of the other underlying conditions that you're seeing, that you're addressing, that need to be fixed so that pain is addressed?
Well, nutrition can be a really big one.
Mm-hmm.
So to look at, I do muscle testing to figure out exactly what's going on. I've been doing the muscle testing since the mid '70s, and so that can be really, really powerful to assist them to make a breakthrough in their healing, to strengthen their organs, to get the organs to get the nutrients that they need, the nervous system to get the nutrients so they can calm down, so that their body feels nurtured, and is nurtured, so it has the wherewithal to move through the healing process.
Isn't it interesting that some of these things that we take for granted, like, you hear the phrase food is medicine, but it's the right kind of food and the right combinations at the right time. And it really can have some of those healing effects on us. And I think that is just spectacular that you're seeing that as an underlying condition. Stress, those kind of things can really cause that pain. And several of the things you've mentioned are, sound common to me. Meaning, in your industry, what sets you apart? What is your competitive advantage? What do you do differently for your patients and clients that other practitioners don't do the same way you do?
Well, there's a number of levels of things that are going on in my practice. One is that, I use a technique called the tongue method of acupuncture that tends to bring very powerful immediate results. And I keep learning and growing. And then I work with nutrition. Not all acupuncturists, work with nutrition to the extent that I do, where I really find out what organ is out of balance and what system is out of balance in the organism, and what we can do about it, what supplements are the best, and what supplements are going to be helping, and to take them on a journey of refining and strengthening their system with the supplements, and then working with helping them to de-stress by teaching them how to live from their hearts and how to let go of the stress patterns. Most practitioners don't do that.
Yes. Wow, that's really awesome. Because when you combine things in the right way, now you're going to get a compound result. I'm certain that over your career that you've had some ups and downs. Can you think of a failure or a breakdown that you've experienced, whether it was in business or personal life, that you could share with us?
Well, there's a very powerful thing that happened that just totally transformed my life. During the earlier part of my life, I'd had a lot of anxiety, and so much that my stomach would feel like it was turning and aching and burning, a lot of the time. And I felt a deep, deep grief. It's like a loss of myself, I just had tears behind my eyes that would just wouldn't go away. So for a large part of my early life, I felt like I was on the edge of, am I going to be here today or not? If you know what I mean. And so, I went through all kinds of therapy and meditation and things. So things got better so that I could function. There was a time that I couldn't function, where I had to check myself into a halfway house in order to survive. But then, after all this therapy, I felt better, was doing better, but there was still this underlying experience of am I going to really stay here? It's kind of in the back of my mind, because I felt this deep pain, this deep something that wasn't right. And then my girlfriend that I had, that it was the love of my life, she left me, and I felt this, like my heart was ripped out of my chest. And then this woman who was my best friend, I loaned her $35 $100,000 to rebuild her house and fix it up to sell. And she did that, and she left and said she was going to help me buy a house, and I never heard from her again. So it was like,
Wow.
I felt like I just felt my heart broke even deeper. And then my business, attitude wasn't so good after all that. So my business went down from 60, 70, 80, 90 people a week to 10. And I couldn't break
Wow.
it. I couldn't get over 10 people. I just felt like I wasn't doing what I came here to do. And I just felt it was time for me to leave. I just felt so depressed. And so I was sitting in my bed one day, and I was looking and to get a gun, and so I looked and I found a gun, but then I went, oh, I couldn't do that to my roommate. I couldn't. I don't want him to see that. So then there was a
Wow.
knife there. I picked up the knife, and I said, "It's time. I'm going to do this." So as I got closer to my wrist, I started shaking all over, and I just went, God, please, please, why am I here? Why should I stay? Well, give me a good reason to stay here. And then this energy welled up within me. I felt like it was God speaking to me, and it was, you're here to love. You're here to love and make a difference in the world. You're here to help bring much more love to the world. And then I just thought, okay, this is my life. This is what I'm going to do. And
Wow.
then I started having images of bringing people together in groups and getting thousands of people together and creating a huge difference in the world. And then that took me on a journey. Well, how am I going to do this? I got to start with myself to learn to love more deeply. So then I went and jumped into more with Tony Robbins' work and heart math and all kinds of things. So I learned and put together a way to begin to create people in groups to learn to love themselves and love each other and pour that love into the world and to help to heal each
Amazing.
other. So that in groups, like with Joe Dispenza, he has proven that you can get together in groups and heal each other, literally heal each other, and help each other to be more that love, but literally heal each other and support each other in creating the lives that we really want. And so the
Wow.
idea of getting together in groups to do that has just become a passion of mine.
That's just spectacular. I really think that is a powerful testament to your faith in the process. So talk a little bit about after that moment and the steps that you then started taking. How did faith play a role in moving past that to lead you to even more success?
Well, faith is core. Just having the faith that, this is what I'm here for. I'm here to love. I'm here to make a difference. And just keeping that faith and that knowledge in my heart, and just focusing on radiating that love as much as I possibly can, and creating as much love as I can in the world, just loving everybody that I come in contact with or see as much as I possibly can. And just having that faith where we're here to love, we're here to awaken to the love that we are, and to get in touch with him. We are the divine becoming aware of itself. And if that's what's happening and we're here to love, well, let's do this. So I just have this
Yes.
deep faith. That's what we're here to do. And to ignite that part of people's hearts so that they begin to realize and awaken to, yes, we've come here to love. So let's do this. We're in this together. Let's do this. There's a family of man. Let's embrace one another.
That's amazing. Phil, it's been really neat hearing that story. And I know that you mentioned some of those struggles and then now some of the path you've moved forward to success. If you could go back in time, how would you do things differently if you had that chance?
I wouldn't do anything differently. I feel like we're all here for a reason. And this is the divine play. Like what Alan Watts has said is that this is a divine play that humanity is in. And it's God. It's a play of God. And that we're here to go through whatever we need to go through. And the goal of this is to peak. It's a game of peekaboo. So the game is about realizing that we are the divine looking out on itself, that we are here to learn to peak. We are here to learn to love. We are here to learn to be an expression of love and help create as much love as we possibly can.
Mm.
So we're all on this journey. We're all going through what we came here to go through, and our challenge is, can we peak, and how much can we peak? And the idea is to peak together. Like there's a Buddhist saying this, that we're all here as Bodhisattvas to learn and grow, to know that we're the divine, but you don't really become the Bodhisattva fully until everybody becomes the Bodhisattva, until everybody really gets that they are love, that they are the divine peeking out on itself.
That's amazing. That's really, really powerful. Well, Phil, what do you feel like are key attributes that people need to be aware of so they can manage in their life, so that they can make some of these changes and perseverance that you have in your life?
Well, the focus is to live from your heart, to really access that part of your heart that is the divine, that is an expression of the oneness. So Heart Math has a real simple template where you put your attention on your heart and you breathe slow and deep, and you breathe as if the heart's doing the breathing, and you put a positive intention there, and that helps you become really much more relaxed, and it turns on your relaxation nervous system and turns off the fight or flight, and to begin to access that and keep coming to that, and reframe all of your stress, all of your problems as a reminder to come back home to your heart and to breathe slow and deep and with a positive feeling in your heart, to see all problems as opportunities to go deeper into being a more loving presence. And how can this teach me? How can this help me to go to that place? And as we become expressions of that love, more and more, our lives just become more loving and more of what creating more of what we want. So one of the basic ways to manifest things is really from your heart, and to see yourself being that loving presence, and see yourself having the life that you want, and to go to bed at night and to really go over and create the rehearsals of how you want to be more loving, and how you want to be in terms of creating the kind of life that you want, with the creating even the houses and the jobs, and from your heart, the energy goes out into the quantum field, and then it helps you to create what you want. And the core is from your heart. And the next core is to realize that you're connected with everything, and the thoughts and feelings from your heart go out, and you can begin to attract what you want in your life by really feeling it in your heart, and visualizing it, seeing it as if it's already happened.
Yes. That's amazing. I know that through the struggles that you've had, that you have learned all of these lessons you've mentioned, and you will continue learning your lessons, and you've really solidified your purpose. Talk a little bit more about your why. What's the why behind your purpose, and what is that mission and crusade that you're on to help other people and mentor them?
Well, ever since I was a kid, I just knew that I was here to love, that I was here. I wanted to help everybody feel better. I wanted everybody to, and then I would see that boy, we need more love in the world. And when somebody's having a problem, it's because they're not really loving themselves and accessing that place in their heart. So my why is I'm here to love. And I'm here to wake up to be more loving. And we're all connected. We're all one. We're all one family. So the why is to love and help other people to love.
Yes.
And
how do you feel like if that movement begins, it starts to mushroom and amplify, what is that going to do for our society as a whole?
Well, I feel like it, everyone in everyone's hearts, we know that, that we're here to love, and we're here to wake up, and we're here to, and the idea that is for us to wake up so much that we become healers for other people. And then when we're in that place, it helps wake up other people, and then we create an epidemic of happiness and love. So when people get together, ideally in the groups, and begin to experience that love, they take it out in the world, and then the idea would be to teach other people the same thing, and so that the world becomes more of a family of what we really
Yes.
are. There's a family of man, and deep in all of us, we know this. We know that we're here to love. We know that we're all one. So the idea is, as we uncover this, as we awaken to this, it's like we can bring peace to the world. Like Martin Luther King said, "I have a dream to have more
Yes.
peace and love in the world." But it's not I have a dream. It's we have a dream. We have that
Yes.
dream. It's in all of us.
Well, I tell you, this has been real eye-opening, and I really appreciate hearing about your journey. Phil, if someone is interested in reaching out and connecting with you, what's the best way that they can do that?
Well, they can go to philc360.com, and that's a way that people can connect with me and text me and learn about the groups and learn about my practice. And if they're in the area, they can make an appointment, or we can make an appointment over the phone. And I'll be having classes that will be over the internet, besides things there'll be weekends and week-long programs to help people to transform and become the love that they really are.
Yes, excellent. Well, Phil, thank you again for coming on. It's been a real pleasure talking with you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You've been listening to Influential Entrepreneurs with Mike Saunders. To learn more about the resources mentioned on today's show or listen to past episodes, visit www.influentialentrepreneursradio.com.